here's your wrestling hot takes. Also, if you want to go ahead and add your own for the next time we do one of these videos, or maybe even join in the next time we do some community-based events, hey, once again, as the usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Join us over in the Discord, because that's where I'm getting the majority, actually, no, all these hot takes from. And while you're at it, keep your boy over on the Twitch and the other socials. Let's get into it. Loser CM Punk. Apologies to future me who has to edit this, where I have to add in substantives, but nevertheless, I should also add a little bit of context. This is right after Clash of the Castle. CM Punk, that stupid loser, should have retired and never came back to wrestling. Since he's been back, he's been on the shelf for 75% of that time. That man cannot go anymore, he's just nostalgia bait. While I could see your side when it comes to the fact that he's been on the shelf more often than not, when he popped up in AEW, when he won the world title, he got injured soon after. When he came back, something that people don't really remember is CM Punk was injured during the whole situation with him and the Elite. Then he popped up over in WWE, and lo and behold, he's injured. That being said, that promo he had with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, this man's rivalry he's been having with Drew McIntyre has been absolutely amazing. Hyped as all hell to see where we go with those. That being said, I cannot lie, I'd have to start raising an eyebrow if CM Punk does find himself back on the shelf again. So hopefully, whenever Punk does come back, whether it be for SummerSlam or maybe later, we don't have to worry about CM Punk getting injured again. But if he does, then yeah, I'd have to raise the eyebrow on him and question if it is indeed time for CM Punk to hang it up. A little bit on the previous hot take. The only reason CM Punk is still relevant is because how he left WWE. If it was on amicable terms or another firing, no one would care. This part here, I don't see this point. I don't understand this take. Say what you will about CM Punk and his whole attitude issues back with AEW. Say what you will with CM Punk and the whole injury situation. This man was over as all hell. This man, I mean, let me put it to you like this. Imagine if Shawn Michaels, instead of having to quote-unquote retire, if he got fired by the WWE, or at the time the WWF back around 2000, or The Rock, people would be clamoring to see them over in WCW, or they would be just straight up chanting for the two. Added the fact that we have social media, it kind of amplifies that whole ordeal. And most importantly, the fact that this dude is still one of the greatest on the mic and has been able to have a lot of enjoyable matches. That's why people still care about this man. I mean, again, look at the whole stuff we got going on with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, CM Punk and Seth Rollins. That's the sort of stuff why people go ahead and want to see CM Punk, or why they chant CM Punk. Although, to be fair, there was a good few years where people were just chanting CM Punk just out of sheer despisal for whatever was going on in WWE more than anything else. So I will give you that little bit. But yeah, this man got an absolute insane reaction when he came back to wrestling for a reason. CM Punk just proved why he's the best in the world. Don't disrespect my GOAT Drew. Don't disrespect the GOAT Drew. Nah, JK. CM Punk is unarguably in the list of wrestlers who have made a great impact in wrestling. Whether you like him or not, the amount of fans he's been able to keep, even with the 10-year hiatus, is incredible. I can name some people who left WWE or wrestling as a whole for less than a year and lost all the momentum they had. Kind of falling in line with some of the other things I've said for the other hot takes we've had. Yeah, I agree with you. There's a reason why CM Punk managed to do so. This man was able to have enjoyable matches, enjoyable storylines, and yet again, I gotta say, he's one of the best on the mic. One very notable is all hell personality like that does not simply get forgotten about. Someone as beloved as CM Punk is going to keep that sort of momentum. That's also why you have a lot of these other legends that pop in and pop out and still can get such a loud reaction. Regardless what you have to say, yeah, I agree. CM Punk is one of them. Not everyone needs a title. Cough cough, AEW. Yeah, this is kind of the most simplest. I don't know if this is really qualifiable for a hot take, because at the end of the day, yeah, this kind of does devalue greater championships, especially when you have so many people holding so many titles. Even if you want to go ahead and do something along the lines of WWE, where there's 2 titles per division, 2 heavyweight titles, 2 women titles, 2 mid-card titles, believe, if you want to have mid-card titles for the women, 2 tag titles, and maybe an undercard title or 2. And even then, some would say that's doing a little too much. And if people would say that's doing too much, and even then, that's me saying with 2 entirely separate rosters, entirely 2 separate brands, then you notice there's quite the issue when you start having more than that for kind of a shared roster. Where you have people questioning, and I've had one of the homies hit me up recently talking about what is the purpose of, I don't remember which AEW mid-card title it was. I believe it was the one Okada recently had. Featuring me toss it up on the screen right now, if I can remember to. It really does shine that big issue when you have titles just for title's sake. If everybody's a champion, it does kind of feel like you're just having participation awards, aside from having an award for the absolute best. And in turn, they just kind of get all devaluated. So yeah, I agree. Jeff Hardy shouldn't wrestle anymore, which is actually not even the first time we have this hot take here in this video alone, because we also have the Hardy Boys need to retire. So I'm gonna go ahead and combine these 2 into one and say, yeah, when you have Matt Hardy over here with a very notable limp, and need I mention about Jeff Hardy and his own personal issues, I can't help but to full-heartedly agree with both of these takes, especially for Jeff Hardy, but Matt Hardy as well. Although you can argue Matt Hardy at the very least could go ahead and do some stuff creatively, and me personally as well, I kind of didn't feel much anything when Jeff Hardy came out for TNA. That being said, to be fair, it's also kind of because I want Joe Hendry as the world champion for TNA. And it's kind of obvious they're going to go ahead and have Jeff Hardy face off for the title. They aren't able to go as hard as they used to be. They are getting up there in age, so of course they aren't going to be able to go as hard as they used to be. And again, with Jeff Hardy's issues, it has gotten a little bit concerning. Actually, more than just a little bit concerning, watching him in the ring. Not to mention, some of his moves have also lost their polish. He started to sandbag a little bit more with a swanton to try and protect himself, which in turn means that he's going to absolutely land all of that shit onto whoever he's hitting. I agree. This is a good set of hot takes here. As we've seen from the huge pop he got today, Joe Hendry should be at next WrestleMania and should even potentially have the biggest pop for this year's WrestleMania. It would be a massive letdown if come November we don't have a Survivor Series featuring a TNA crossover. Open the prohibited portal and please let us have this. Even if Joe Hendry is in a battle royale on the pre-show of WrestleMania, I'd be down for that. Yes, I believe in Joe Hendry. Now is the perfect time for ECW to be resurrected if they do it the right way. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Unless ECW is resurrected by some other wrestling company akin to that of, say, maybe a GCW or so, I have to honestly disagree. WWE already have their hands full with NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, which in of itself is already like 3 days worth of wrestling for one company. And on top of that, I'll be real, I don't feel like it's really necessary. Like, prove me wrong, or hit me up with an argument, a POV. If you're watching this on YouTube, TikTok, wherever, please help argue this point, because I'm really not feeling it. 2-in-1 special, Undertaker's American Badass phase is his best because it showed his real side while keeping a bit of the Undertaker in him. This part, I'm 50-50 on. You cannot tell me that the Undertaker as the Dead Man, especially in his incarnation from 2003, 4, and onward, didn't have a very notable, terrifying presence. Not to mention having some of his best matches, engaging storylines, and more. But at the same time, it also did give The Undertaker something he desperately needed, and that was another side of the coin. Especially for the Attitude Era, going into the Ruthless Aggression Era, that man needed the American Badass. So from a character perspective, perhaps I might be able to give it to you. But the aura of the Dead Man is just unrivaled. That being said, this Kid Rock theme was goated. You know what it was? I will agree with you. But Dead Man rocking, hey, give me that all day, every day. Ring of Honor needs to die. It was dead when the pandemic began and should have stayed that way. Ring of Honor is pretty much NXT 2.0 in a literal sense. It's hard to see the indie promotion I watched so fondly get defiled after its demise. It's just a tax write-off for Tony Khan. Hey, put some respect on NXT 2.0. That being said, everything else you said here is effectively the truth. Ring of Honor kind of has a lot of the issues AEW has spiked tenfold. They have amazing matches on there, but here's the thing, at least with AEW, they're televised. We can see them. Same for the storytelling needing a whole lot more work, and a list of other issues that the company has, but they have more drawbacks. It's effectively like Dark, but to a degree worse. But they also have Athena, so it's to a degree better as well. And for the final one of the video, Cody Rhodes is a good champion. Yep, but on the real, while I will say Cody Rhodes as a champion could have better storylines, at the same time, to say this man doesn't have amazing matches that absolutely captivate you would be an absolute lie and a half. Cody Rhodes shows up, he defends the title every single month, which the likes of Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar couldn't be bothered to do. And on top of that, each and every single one of them are absolute bangers. Hell, some of them, you could argue, don't even follow an exact formula. Let's say a Roman Reigns match or a Roman Reigns championship run had, where every match he would have somebody interfere on his behalf and then he would win. To the point, I will say this boldly. In ways, Cody Rhodes' championship run is better. So hey, enjoy that bonus hot take from yours truly. That being said, he still needs to get some better stories. And that was your hot takes. Feel free to send me some more down in the comments below, because I will be doing another one. I'm not quite sure when, maybe around Money in the Bank, maybe after the fact. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for your odds. And yeah, see ya.